And now I would like to introduce our class speaker for the class of 2023, Sydney Nimerick. Sydney, come on down.
Parents, friends, faculty, and fellow graduates, welcome. Today we mark the end of an amazing semester. Despite the nonsense of the British monarchy, our semester started strong with international interim trips, many senior spirit days thanks to the Booster Club, plenty of amicable bonding over spring break, our IASA softball and baseball teams winning gold at home, prom, and of course, finally getting to legally stray away from the dress code and wear our college sweatshirts. But throughout this year, an epidemic has been sweeping across the nation and continues to affect thousands of students every year, viciously destroying motivation and performance. What I describe to you is a wrath of contagious disease known as second semester senior syndrome. Other symptoms include laziness, up to 9 excused absences, the extreme desire to count the precise minutes left of senior year, and the inability to comprehend any physics concepts. This terrible disease is unfortunately so common that you may know someone who's been afflicted with it. But the good news is that I have found the cure, and you'll come to know of it in about 4 minutes. Until then, now is the moment we've been waiting for the last 13 years. Dressed in our finest wizard costumes, with necks sore from ostentatious amounts of cords, we will emerge into the world saying goodbye to blazing red sweatshirts and hello to shiny new alumni cards. We will finally have the opportunity to make our mark. The world is our oyster, and those of us with shellfish allergies should be very afraid today. We now enter the fabled real world, armed with all the knowledge acquired in high school to prepare us for it, like finding derivatives, graphing perfect competition, and analyzing poems until they make even less sense than they started with. You know, all things that adults do in the real world. But graduating today also means leaving behind friends who inspire us and teachers who've been our mentors. So many people who have shaped all of our lives forever. Whether long or short, in our time at SAS, we've made lasting friendships, hopefully absorbed some knowledge, tried new things, and created countless memories. Let's take a moment to look back on our time here. We spent most of our 9th grade year indulging in frequent Subway sandwiches, oh how we miss it, and studying in the cozy old library. But our year was cut short by you-know-what. When we returned in August of 2020 with half of our faces covered, it's safe to say that sophomore year was awkward. Do you remember eating lunch completely silent in your teacher's classrooms? Or getting your temperature taken at the beginning of every single block? Yikes. Then we moved on to junior year, when it really started to hit the fan. Loaded up with APs and caffeine, this year was mostly a blur. With the promise of normality ahead, we sat on the edge of our seats, just waiting for a silver lining. But that materialized as in-person AP exams and social groups limited to 5. But we finally reached senior year. Our years at SAS have been no walk in the park, though. We've each been presented with many challenges and obstacles that we've had to overcome, including me. I will never forget the times when I opened the bulletin on a Tuesday night to see that the next day was actually house shirt day and not free dress day. But while things might not always go the way we plan, I think we can agree that this class is resilient. I mean, look at everyone who survived the mystery Bali illness. As soon-to-be graduates, we would not be here today if it wasn't for the parents, family members, teachers, friends, classmates, administrators, staff, helpers, custodians, and security guards who've been there to support us since the very beginning. Ensure that you thank those who have been there for you throughout your high school years. To all the family members who have come from around the world to be here and who are watching on the live stream, your love and support have been invaluable. I'd like to specifically thank my mom and my dad. They are the most encouraging and loving parents in the whole world, and never gave me any idea that I couldn't do whatever I wanted to do or be whomever I wanted to be. Be sure to give your parents a big hug when you see them later today, because if they're anything like mine, this is a pretty big day for them too. As we leave here today, many of us will be attending colleges in the fall, moving away from our friends and families and leaving behind our familiar SAS hallways. We'll be attending new classes with new people on a noble pursuit of new knowledge, and we'll have to face many tough decisions, like who do I want to be, what do I stand for, and is this week-old chicken still safe to eat? While these are challenging questions, the good news, or bad news, is that you're in control, and you can choose how to tackle them. With that, it's about time I share the cure for second semester senior syndrome: graduation. In the words of Elle Woods from Legally Blonde, we did it! Congratulations, class of 2023.